I think I'm good to go live. Probably not. I probably forgot something. Hi, Ninja. Just gonna play some deathmatch to warm up. Then we'll probably play some comp. Not that the game really matters. What's up, Vuff? I have no clue how sound quality is. Hey, spit kills. Oh, it's new cash. Wow, this map is... I don't want to say ugly, but it looked better before. What I actually meant to say is it looked better when the pros played it. This looks... they're horrible. Came to your channel by the giveaway? Well, that would be the assumption. Most people do. This map is... Live finally. What's up, Goddard? Remember, yeah? What's up, man? You were the guy that is doing the budget PC. Well, I was doing the PC and you want to know if your parts matched, I think. If I'm thinking of the right person still. I could be wrong. There were a couple people asking about parts. I think you remember me. Okay, if we're gonna do that whole remember me thing, we're gonna have a problem. Should you get a fast CPU or graphics card? Depends on what you're planning on playing. If you're playing a game like this, a faster CPU would be more beneficial because it really likes CPUs that have more speed. This game is not very graphically intensive. Now, if you're sitting here like, I want to play Battlefield 5, you might want to spend some more on your GPU. We did a giveaway for 10K? Oh, yeah. I still have the 10K giveaway PC. People are like, what are you doing with it? You haven't given it away yet. I'm like, I don't see a 10K next to my subcat. No, yeah. The plan right now actually is to do some kind of giveaway every 1,000. Competitive games tend, like, actual competitive games, like these kinds, like I was gonna say Fortnite. Fortnite sucks. Like this game, like esports games, I should say. This game, Overwatch, they tend to like faster CPUs. Because they're made so that anyone can compete. So, if you can't... Because graphics cards tend to be very expensive. Is anyone releasing new graphics cards next year? I have no clue. I'm still banking on the NVIDIA CPU. Now, that's... Don't start that rumor. I'm just saying. I'm hoping. I'm ready. Because, you know, Intel's, you look so different glasses. Yeah, I just felt like putting them on. Now, they're blurry as heck, so I don't know if they're helping or hurting. The goal of these is that the slight magnification may help me focus on the game. My biggest problem, like, I'm super good. I hate saying that, but it is just so true, and I do have to just say it. But my problem is I'll look at the map or look away from where I need to. And then I'll miss my guy. Let me read chat. Can I not win the giveaway? Sure. What is this? Why do I have this? Oh, eBay PC's good or bad? Bad. Just honestly, never, for now, until I check out this NZXT thing people keep raving about, never buy a PC. Let me explain, because some people just got really confused. Never buy a full PC. Do not buy a fully built PC. Build it yourself. You'll save so much money, or you'll spend the same amount and end up with so much better. People charge so much to put it together. Like, if someone came with the parts, or with the money to buy the parts, I would not charge them any extra than the parts cost. I would build it for free, because that's what you should do as a good person. Because it's fun. What's up, Dylan? Is that what you're doing? 1080 Ti? It depends on what games you're playing. I'm using a 1080 Ti. I play Counter-Strike. It's pointless. But the 1080 Ti, there is a huge difference, but the difference may not apply to you. Let me explain. The 1080 Ti has 3 more gigabytes of graphics memory. Graphics memory is great for, like, if you're playing on, like, 4K settings. What are the specs on the PC? Which PC? If you're playing on, like, a high resolution in a game that has to load a lot, more VRAM, and it also is slightly faster. But I honestly don't think that the benefits of the 1080 Ti, like I said, there are a lot. It is a better card, but the 1080 is such a good card that really I think it's fine, especially for your case. I think you'll be fine with the 1080. You'll save so much money, because you use 1080 Ti's because they're only available on the used market. Go for so much more than 1080s. You know, it's giveaway results. So, Mr. Tin, you clearly haven't taken the time to watch any of my giveaway videos. So, I don't know if I should allow you to be entered. Yeah, all these people, I know that. That's why. People act like I don't know that doing giveaways brings giveaways, people. But that was a good nice no-scope. But what I don't understand is how people come in here and ask questions that were answered so is used worth it for 500 pounds. No. I think you could do better. This guy watched the giveaway updates, guys. It's actually in the main giveaway video. That's why I'm so shocked that he doesn't know the answer to this. But eBay PCs are not good in overall. I never find them good. Sorry, you're gonna watch them? So you just admitted to not watching them. Or only in your country? Again, question that was answered in the video. It's everywhere. I do international. I've stated multiple times that I'm just... Because this is the thing. If I don't do international... Yeah, I'm pushing watch time. Oh, shoot. If I don't do international, I miss out on so many prospective viewers. Yeah, as long as I can legally ship it to you, it'll get there. And trust me, if your country allows you to watch this video, I can ship it. Asus A320. Already a bad start. No, Goddard. That is horrible. That is literally a scam. That is a scam. Whoever's selling you that is trying to scam you. Really bad. They are literally trying to steal your money. What about used PCs on eBay? No. Used parts? I would never buy a whole PC on eBay. Because the amount extra they charge. Because don't forget, eBay sellers have to pay for shipping. They don't have these, like, multi-$1,000 deals with, like, let's say USPS to ship hundreds of PCs a day, like iBuyPower or Dell has, where they don't pay as much for shipping. These eBay sellers have to pay, like, $50+ to ship it. That's how much, and they're going to charge you double that for shipping. Yeah, Dylan, please translate what I'm saying. On what settings you playing CSGO? I'm pretty sure I play on low. Because it's competitive, so I don't care about it being beautiful. I play on pretty low settings. I might play on high. I have no clue. But I find that beautiful graphics in competitive, like beautiful smoke can get in the way, you know? Like, I'd rather see the enemy than see the smoke he's standing behind. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, okay. What's better, Ryzen or Nvidia? So here's the problem with, I know what you mean, but I'm going to explain the problem with what you actually said. Ryzen is a CPU line from AMD. Nvidia is a graphics card company. So you're comparing a company that makes graphics cards, which I'm assuming by Nvidia you mean their graphics cards, to Ryzen CPUs, which are not graphics cards. What I think you mean is Radeon or Nvidia, and the term better is subjective, because do you mean what's better for your money, what's better at X price point, what is literally just physically better, and the truth is Nvidia has the best card on the market, period. But it costs as if it's the best card on the market. He means Intel? Alright, Poke gonna get new people in this game say stuff. Ryzen 5 2600, 1650. That is a scam. Nope, that is also a scam. Scam. Stop trying to buy pre-builts. I can tell you're sending me a list of pre-built machines, and those are all scams, as are most pre-built machines. And I can tell how much of a scam they are by the fact they're just trying to offload the worst parts they can onto you. The 2600 is fine, but they take off the X and you got a pre-built. And that 1650, well, that's the reason they're trying to sell you that, is because the 1650 was a failure, and is a failure of a graphics card from Nvidia. So they're trying to get rid of their stock by scamming you into buying it. i9 32 gigs of RAM. i9 32 gigs of RAM, I'm assuming. i9, what i9? Wait, i9 9900K. I mean, there are other i9s. But I'm assuming that's the one you mean. So i9 9900K. A terabyte H for 100 CHF. I think you've named like the one currency I don't know. Is that like kroner, dude? I don't know that currency. But the i9 is usually a bad value. I'm playing CSGO at low settings. Okay. We can't hear in-game sound. That has to do with the encoder being literally so stupid, but it's honestly for the better. Like, yeah, the stream quality gets a little worse because you can hear my keyboard all the time, but at least I'm taking no risk of someone in-game saying something really bad, forcing me to delete the whole stream after, and therefore all the hours obtained on it. Plays a game called SCP Secret Lab, so you get 12 FPS, so I don't know if that's considered playing. What do you think about gaming on laptop? Well, I mean, you can game on a laptop fine, but okay, the bots are so annoying. I never recommend buying laptops. I kind of want to make a video about this because so many people ask about laptops. I think laptops are a waste of money. Like, someone's like, but I need it to be portable so I can do my work. I say, okay, buy a cheap laptop and then a gaming desktop. So this question, I'm so excited. I am from Bangladesh, and I see all your videos. If I win, will you deliver this gift to our country? Well, no, I'll deliver it to you. Your country didn't work for it. Yes, Bangladesh is, I'm pretty sure, in Europe. Yeah, I'm not entirely good at geography. If it's part of the European Union, I can ship it. So, just so you know. That's, so if anyone's wondering. I could be wrong, like I said. Not familiar with the geography of this. Bangladesh in India. Yeah, actually, that does sound more right. Yeah, I have shipped to India. It cost me a ton, but I have done it. And the only reason I have done it is normally that would not be something I would consider because of the price. But looking at the analytics, I can see a lot of the views and the watch time come from that, from India. It's in Asia. Yeah, Asia's fine. Can we 1v1? Maybe. This is more personal and don't have to answer by what is your main job? I deliver pizza. Can you build a PC into a stone? I depends. Do I have the tools to break the stone to make it into a PC case? Would it be expensive to ship to South Africa? Anywhere that isn't the United States will be expensive to ship. And even in the United States will be expensive to ship. Here's the thing. I plan minimum, just because of the size and weight, $50 at least to ship it. Because that's the minimum for the weight. What's the best budget GPU and budget CPU? For what budget? Now, if you're talking about the term I use is price to performance. How much do you pay compared to how much you get back? And those would be the Ryzen 5 2600X and the Radeon RX 580. For the price you pay, I feel you get the most out of it. And the price on both those is pretty cheap. I shipped a PC case to my friend in the UK. It was $24. But yes, but the cases I ship have stuff in them. And USPS, United States Postal Service, and UPS are all by weight and size. So the size alone might be $20, and then the weight's like, okay, here, you add an extra 200. And then I do have to pay import tax to some countries. What other games you play from CSGO? I play Modern Warfare 3. Like the campaign I've just been playing. Gotta go. Alright, later, man. Alright, let me exit the game and read some chat. It'll be both AMD parts. AMD is like, you like new CSGO updates? I think the new map looks kind of ugly. Cached, remastered. Statics here. Is the 2600 actually worth it? Yes. So the 3600 and the 3600X, the 3600X is not, but that's just because 3rd gen Ryzen overclocks so much better than 2nd gen. I do not recommend, if you're not a familiar overclocker and not willing to take a risk, which guys, just don't take the risk. The 2600X for like 10 to $20 more has so many benefits. Sometimes you gotta do, I have done that. It's called Threadripper. It's my workstation PC. It's got a 2920X Threadripper, 12-core, 24-thread CPU, and an R9 Fury X. Are you advantage better than others, like, say, Asus versus Zotac? It's a lot of personal opinion, and it really depends on each card. You have to look at, like, the boost clocks. The boost clocks will be different from each card. I'm an Asus person. I also have Gigabyte, though Gigabyte's cards are different. They have different PCBs, which means liquid coolers might not fit. What's the best CPU? The best thing to do is not to buy a 1060 because it sucks. Can I play Rainbow Six Siege on medium high on a 1660 Ti? Medium high on a 1660 Ti? I mean, yes, but the 1660 Ti is kind of a waste of money. I would, honestly, for the price, the $300 you're going to pay for a 1660 Ti, including tax, yes, I would buy a used, like, GTX 1080, and you'll definitely be able to crush that. Open a cease? What's up, Dink? How are you? I'm, bored. No, I'm staying away from overclocking. Then the 2600X. Are Vega or Intel graphics? What? How about the RX 570? The RX 570, 8GB model is a great budget card as well. Open a case? Oh, I don't have that kind of. I don't have any money to open a case with. Not to mention the amount of personal information that comes up. Do I have to update Windows or something when I buy a new GPU and put it in? No. Depending on the GPU, I have found with like Vega GPUs, I don't know if you're buying a Vega. I doubt anyone here is gonna ever buy a Vega. But with the Vegas, I just had to go on to AMD's website and download their drivers. But most likely, Windows will automatically get what graphics card is and update the drivers. Or you can go into Device Manager, go into display adapters, right click on it. It'll just say like if it says generic display or something like that, or Windows display adapter, right click, update driver, and you'll be fine. You don't have to update Windows. Gotta go stream, bro. Alright, thanks, man. Do prices on PC specs drop every year? Yeah, everything drops. That's how time works. Which is better, Vega or Intel? Again, you're asking questions. Those two are Vega, as in I'm not talking about. I don't do integrated graphics. If you're buying a PC with integrated graphics, that's just called an Xbox. Go buy an Xbox. But Vega or Intel makes CPUs. Vega is a GPU. So those can't be compared. Soon the RX 5500, but Vega graphics are better. But I just don't. Soon the RX will be way better value. I honestly don't think the 5500 is going to be amazing. But will Windows put some active windows or something? But will Windows put some active windows? Oh, are you talking about like the watermark that says activate Windows? That only applies to motherboard swaps. Your Windows key attaches itself to your motherboard, and so you can switch your GPU. Favorite CSGO YouTubers? Kairos Gaming. Or Kyro, yeah. Is it Kyro? Does he have the gaming? I don't know, Kairos. Cryos. It's not Kairos, dude. Why am I saying Kairos? It's Cryos. Cryos. How can I buy a good CPU? Caching? Yeah, that last word doesn't work. And then get Xbox or PS4. I have them both. They are both the same. It is personal preference. I don't prefer one over the other. I like Xbox better because it doesn't have active measures to stop you from recording it. The PS4 denies the Elgato unless you disable some things, and it still stops audio. What do you think about the Athlon? I think that you shouldn't buy it. Is that good enough for 1080p gaming? Depends on the game. The RX 490, it's got a 9, which means it's pretty decent. 490, I've seen the 380X and 390X and stuff like that. The 490 should probably be pretty well, because I've seen the 480 do well. So yeah, it depends on the game, but yeah, you could definitely. It's catching. No, see, that doesn't work either. A good CPU catching, that's not a thing. I have a 1050 Ti. Is that bad? Yes. Athlon will be good enough for 720p low CSGO. No, it won't be good. Is NVIDIA 1650 better than 1050? Neither of those cards are good. If anyone buys any of those two cards, you lose my entire respect. The 1050 and 1650 are useless. I'm not going to answer that question because no one should ever buy them. How'd you learn so much about PC? I literally just Googled it and went from there. What's the best budget $300 NVIDIA graphics cards? So you're dead set on getting NVIDIA for some reason. GTX. A used GTX 1080 you can get for about $250. And if it's like eBay, you'll include tax and go. A used GTX 1080 will be your best bet. Ryzen or Intel? Ryzen is better right now. Now, Intel can get better. Like, listen, I'm not going to say, well, Ryzen's just better because it's AMD. No, I'm not leaving Intel out of this. But right now, Ryzen is better. If Intel's next-gen processors beat Ryzen, I will recommend Intel processors. And not 1050, then what? RX 580. Same price as a 1650. Or RX 570, which beats the 1650 for guess what? The same price. What can you get for £500 used full PC? Well, the problem with £500 is the British computer market is really bad, so I don't have enough information to tell you. Is an RTX 2060 Super a good GPU for the money? Not for the money. So it's a good GPU, period. But for the money, it is not. I don't find it to be worth it for the money. There are better options. I found the RX 5700 to be better for that same price. How much was your first ever PC build? My first ever PC build Well, my first build was Threadripper, so probably about $2,500 to $3,000. I went ham. I had pre-builts until I built Threadripper, and I went all out. Yeah, I sold a lot of stuff for that. Bro, in the videos for the update and the giveaway video, you don't say what specs the PCs that you're giving away. Yes, I do. Ryzen 5 1600, RX 580, something along those lines. Hi, I'm Ninja. Hello. Ryzen 5 1600, RX 490. What should I upgrade? The graphics card. But check your power supply. I don't know what the wattage is, but make sure your power supply can deal. Yeah, 36. I don't know how you ended up with a 3600 and an RX 490, but yeah, the graphics card is the only thing you need to upgrade to have a balling gaming PC. Best recommended $600 PC for Fortnite. Where do you live? New York. My PC boots and shuts down repeatedly. You know what the problem is? Overheating. I would check to make sure you have good thermal contact between your CPU cooler and your CPU. Do you play PUBG? Yes, I have it. I haven't played it in a little bit. How much do you think a decent R6 PC would be? Decent, like, here's the thing. When I see someone that wants a competitive gaming PC, I see 144 FPS. No, like, you should have no competitive disadvantage. Despite the fact the game's pay to win. AMD A10 7700K. That's, I don't even know if that exists. You answer the question. What? Yeah, $600 PC. I'm getting to that. There's a lot of questions. So I would say $600 for an R6 PC, $700 to be safe. Fortnite, $600 PC. You could probably get a Ryzen 5 2600X. You'll have to penny pinch a little bit. Ryzen 5 2600X, RX 580 8 gig, 550 watt power supply. You're not going modular, sorry. 16 gigs of RAM, DDR4 3000. You'll find that for very cheap. So what else we got? So RX 580 8 gig. Ryzen 5 2600X, a B450 motherboard like the Gigabyte B450M DS3H. Great motherboard for the price, about $50 to $70. A cheap case, and yeah, that's about it. Maybe a good CPU for video editing. The 2700X in terms of price to performance is my go-to editing CPU. Buy RTX 2080 SLI to play Fortnite. Juking. Yeah, that was dumb. I got 800 watt power supply. Okay, good. My cat is slapping me. Budget RAM. Corsair's Dominator RAM, I think it is super cheap. G-Skill Aegis. You just look up RAM on Amazon. It should be like one of the first few. It's like $66 for a pack of 16 gigs. Nice rank. Thank you. This is my... Oh, it expired. It was Global Elite, but I guess it's gone. 8 GB RAM is enough for Fortnite. Wrong. Background tasks. For just Fortnite, yes, but your computer, no matter what, will have background tasks. Do not take the risk. Dumb question. What is the difference between modular PSUs? Modular PSUs let you put in the cables. Let me show you, actually. I'll show you firsthand. This is a modular PSU. See how it has all of these? If I need a SATA cable, right, I can be like, okay, SATA. SATA. And I plug in the SATA cable to the power supply, just like this. And if I don't need it, I can take it out. That means modular. Non-modular, all of the cables are connected, so whatever it has is what you get. Semi-modular usually will have something like the 24-pin motherboard connector and the graphics cards connectors already connected, and then you have some modularity. Modularity means, you know, can you... RX 580. Vix, I think yes, that would be. Gotta go. You're rocking the question. Thank you, Dylan. Cheap water cooler. Cheap water cooler. I have it right here. It is the Cooler Master ML240. Should be about $60. Do you have an affordable recommended case for airflow? I don't care about aesthetics compared to performance. The H500 is my go-to budget case, but you could probably do better. But it's good for airflow. It actually does look nice. Ryzen 5 2600X is sick. The clock speed is better than i7. Clock speed isn't the only factor, guys. Can I write links in the chat? No, that's YouTube's policy. I can't change it. What are the PC you're using right now? 7700K 1080 Ti is my gaming PC. My streaming PC is a 2920X, an R9 Fury X, and 64 gigs of RAM. What specs? I really can't find a 500 or worth 500 euro PC, because you're trying to look up a PC. You want to buy the parts separately and put them together if you want to have a worth it PC for that price. because you're not going to find a worth it pre-built for that price. Because don't forget, they're charging you 200 euros just to put it together. So you're looking to buy, a $300 PC? My English is probably strange because I have something stupid in my mouth keeping my teeth together. Respect to you from the Philippines. Gotta go. I later, man. Let's probably just hop in a game just to have something going in the background. My English is strange. How so? I have a lot of weird things about my English. What type of pizza do you love? What do you mean? It's not a big chain. It's a local pizza place. And it's all types of pizza. Whatever is ordered, I deliver. That's how pizza works. He just talks very fast. Not mean. Oh, I know. But, I talk very fast because there's a lot of questions and I'm trying to get them all answered before they... See, here's the thing with the chat, how it is on YouTube. Is $100 UC for Vegas 64 1,000? No, that actually doesn't seem worth it considering it's used. New, 1,000 would make sense, but used, that doesn't make sense to me. I need to mute this guy. Yeah, for new, that really doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't seem good, no. I mean, for used, I meant, like I said, new. That seems about the prices, but no. Okay, that's a build. My PC needs 60 watts. How many 400? Is that all right? 100 extra, 550 watts. Always be sure. 550 watts. Take no risks, man. Don't forget, the power supply is the only part of your system that can break every other part of your system. That's my one rule. Power supply, the only part that can literally brick your whole system. Is GPU important for game dev? If so, game dev, like game development. You have any minutes on it? Super expensive. Okay, so game development. I'm not. Well, graphic design is part of game development. I hope that's what you're talking about, or I'm crazy. For graphic design, a cheap option. I mean, the RX 580 is actually does well in things like Photoshop and some render applications. The RX 580 8 gig run you maybe $160 or less new used, maybe $100 used, and it'll be well. But yes, some parts of it, yes. Other parts like logic of, let's say, an NPC in games will be all CPU. Like, the NPCs in this game right now are actually, like, controlled by my CPU. Well, not in this game, because it's a public game. They're controlled by Valve CPUs, but... But, like, in, like, a story mode game, what the NPCs do is basically controlled by the CPU. If they have logic. Like, if you do this, will NPC Y do this? That's logic. And CPUs handle that. What else? You're planning on Ryzen 3700X. That's amazing. Do more live streams. I will. Bro, what's the best X570 board for mid-build? Awesome gameplay, right? Mid-build? Well, the cheapest one's like $150, and that's the ASRock Phantom Gaming something. You'll see it. It's like $150. It's not bad. I've used it myself, actually. For like very short time. I built my friend a PC. Under $50 / pounds. I believe the Red Dragon keyboard is the only one I know of. 1 terabyte for secondary storage. I go hard drive usually. I'm getting a GTX 1660. That's good, right? No, it's not. It's a waste of money. I find the GTX 1660 to be a complete waste of money. I don't like what it offers for the price. You know, I'm actually going to leave this game because I do want to talk about, and I'm behind on questions. I want to talk, my go-to PSU brand is EVGA. I want to talk about the 1660 and my reason for not liking it, despite the fact that it on paper, what monitor you're rocking? BenQ 144 Hertz. BenQ, sorry. What's a good processor? Depends. Ryzen. Anything Ryzen will be pretty good. Will that overheat the PC? Oh, okay. 1 point. No. Power supplies do not push current. PCs draw it. So your graphics card will only take in as much power as it needs. Your power supply doesn't say, I'm a 1,000 watt power supply. I'm going to push 1,000 watts into every part. It'll say, okay, the part, let's say your CPU needs 20 watts right now. It'll take 20 watts from the power supply. The power supply will take that from the wall, convert it to usable power that the PC can use, and give it to the CPU, not vice versa. So no matter, you could have a 20 billion watt power supply, doesn't exist, and no, it would not overheat PC because it's not forcing current through it. So actually, the higher, the more overkill your power supply is, the actual better it runs. But 1660 gaming, not priced GTX 1661. Well, here's the problem. When you're talking about the 1660 and the price, I have a problem here. The 1660 and RX 580, when they are benched, like when you do a test bench, when you do a benchmark, you will often see they use a 9900K. Which is fine, you want to see just how the CPUs perform. That doesn't give you the real world example, and that's my problem with it. You are not gaming with a 9900K and a 1660. So the benefits you get, aka maxing out your 1660, you will never max out your 1660 with a CPU that's reasonable for that price point. So if you're like, that's like Ryzen 5 1600 territory, your CPU will be used to whatever its fullest is before you'll use an entire RX 580 or 1660. So saving the money and getting the RX 580 makes it the better option, because it'll actually perform better because it will allow itself to be used more. Why are you so biased towards AMD? Because they're better right now. That's just it. I'm also considering upgrading in the future, so I'm going with X570. X570 is great. I hate NVIDIA so much. I don't. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter for the giveaway that I can't talk good English, ? As long as you can understand what I'm saying, that's my only rule. Because there's rules. I've been getting really weird performance issues with my PC lately, and I've been dropping frames in games I usually didn't. Any recommendations on how to fix that? Check your temperatures. If your PC is very old, that could just be your parts are starting to not perform as well, because they do break over time. There is current flowing through them that will lead to degradation. But check if you're just having heating issues. It might be time to replace your thermal paste. Or clean out your dust. Dust is bad. Use bottleneck calculator. Doesn't matter for the giveaway. Okay. See, the great thing about a giveaway is you really don't need to talk except to tell me where it is going. What do you mean Windows being on your motherboard? I was planning on getting a new one. Your Windows license attaches itself to your motherboard. So when you switch motherboards, you use the same drive. You will have Windows, but it might have a little watermark. There is a way if you have a full license, you can do there's a process. Go into your Windows settings, and you'll see a process to switch the license to your new motherboard. If it doesn't work, just go on eBay, buy a key for $5. Runs over 150, runs 120. All the cost a lot. I'm not sure if it's just me, but benchmarks can really run good for me, and then the game it could be a lot worse. See, I get a bunch of flack for saying that I don't use benchmarks, and I don't like benchmarks because they don't. Are you playing a benchmark? No, I'm not playing a benchmark. I went in deathmatch. Do eBay Windows keys actually work? I've had all work but one, and when it didn't work. So here's the thing: they can't prove that it was shipped because it's not it's an email. So if it doesn't work, you just file for a return. Though honestly, I'm a bit. Oh, you're gonna dip? All right, later, man. What's so bad? Oh yeah, so benchmarks. They aren't real world performance. Okay, this map, where is it? See this map, Nuke? This map is one of the most this map and where is it? Inferno are two of the most taxing maps in this game on your CPU. They just like to eat your CPU for no reason. They just like to. That's just their thing. The benchmark is on Dust 2, or similarly a similar map to Dust 2. Dust 2 is the easiest map to run. So basically, when they do a CSGO benchmark, no matter what settings they're on, it's always going to be easier to run this map than it is to run this map. So that's why I don't like benchmarks. They don't give real world performance. When I quote unquote benchmark CSGO for my test, I go on Nuke and say, okay, this is the minimum performance. What's so bad about a hard drive for gaming? Nothing. I game off an external hard drive. Some people say it's load times. Really, the load times are negligible. Now, launching Windows is a different story, but so there's some games will have worse load times. It really depends on the game. PUBG, I recommend putting on an SSD. That's the one thing, because it has so much stuff in it, because it needs to access that memory to load that huge map. I know someone uses that card, and they said GTX 16GB is the best out there for the price. They're wrong. I will wager real-world performance for the RX 580/590, because the 590 costs the same as the 1660 and performs better. I'll wager real-world performance of a 590 over a 1660 any day. I'll take that battle. I have a 1 TB hard drive, 128 GB SSD. So you put Windows on the SSD and your games on the hard drive. Like, I don't know why so many people are so like scared. Some newer games, the newer games get, the more tendered towards SSDs you should go. What GPU and CPU would you recommend for R6? It depends on the budget, but for what I'm assuming is like the normal budget I get around here of like $500 to $700. I would suggest the RX 580, 8 GB model. Though honestly, VRAM is this good for 500 euros? I'm guessing it won't be. You didn't type anything in chat, so I don't know if you're gonna type it after. But make sure there's no periods in it, or else YouTube will recognize it as a link. My GPU would be the RX 580 8 gig, and my CPU would be the Ryzen 5 2600X. I only know that because my friend had me build him an RX. Had me build him an R6 PC, and he says it works. Do you live alone? I don't know. What else? Is this good? Yeah, Goddard, you didn't put, you have to really check. So some names of graphics cards and stuff will have a period put into them. And that'll make it YouTube think it's a link. I can't even disable that. And the problem is, I think I was able to. I think there is an option somewhere for me to do it. But the second I disable it, people that I don't know why I get spam links. There are actually people that come in here and spam, but we can't see them because they're spamming links. Like, here's the sad part, and I dislike this so much. When YouTube auto mods a message, it disappears. Like, I can't even see that you tried typing a link. You just don't appear. I want to get an SSD, but not sure about installing Windows. Should I just follow a tutorial? Yeah, I would follow a tutorial. They're the best. I would make one, but I really... See, here's my problem with making things where I have to, like, record PC and then come back. It's really just the whole process to record onto my hard drive, then upload it to my router, or upload it to a USB, put it on my editing PC, because I record and edit on different PCs. It's just how it is. Go over to my camera, record something different, put in the USB into the PC, put in the flash drive into the PC. The flash drive, and then I have to put in the SD card, and then I have to edit off a flash drive. It's an obnoxious part. So I have to do a sitting down at my computer video or a sitting down at my desk video. Intel i7 RTX is that good? For what price? Now the 9700K is going to destroy that 1660 Ti. Just saying, the 9700K is a great gaming CPU. I personally hate it, and I think it's a waste of money. 1500? Oh no, no. Oh, they are charging you a $500 build fee. They are charging you $500 to put it together. Do you know what places you can get an ATX PC case? Amazon. Just look up ATX. But wait. There's more. I don't buy from Best Buy unless they'll price match. I mean, if you have Best Buy, most Metalls are ATX. Yeah, if you just look up well, no, the case can be ATX, which just means if it's ATX motherboards. Just look up ATX PC case, and it'll come up. Because it is a standard. Most Metalls, yeah, I buy it from Media Market. I don't care where you bought it from. You paid $500 for them to put some wires in some places where wires go and put some... they basically put together Legos for $500. Like I said, I wish shipping wasn't so expensive because I would like to launch a service where I build your computer for free. All you have to do is pay for the parts, and then I just put together your computer. But sadly, shipping is so expensive and so risky, and I don't have warranty. Like, I wouldn't be able to put a warranty on your computer because I'm not a big company. So, like, I mean, if someone was nearby, I would. But the problem is if you're not, it's just not worth it to ship it. Then the price starts adding up. Then you might as well have not paid a build fee. Let's see. Y'all, tornado. That's bad. Those are bad. Do you think RTX is on the way the future games will go? I mean, there's no doubt that eventually games will reach the point where RTX is just like a commodity. In the same way that like 4 gigs of VRAM now is a commodity. Is commodity the word? I don't know, just like generic. Yes, eventually. I don't think it'll be anytime like really soon. RTX is not worth it right now. If you think RTX is worth it right now, you're wrong. These graphics cards are not the like these current ones. If you buy them now, you're going to be upgrading before it becomes the future. What else? I'm missing questions. For 800. Future is not worth it, you might as well wait. Yeah, no RTX card is worth it for RTX. RTX isn't worth it. I can't build my one PC, that's no PC gaming for me. Yeah, sorry, that sentence, either I read it really wrong or it wasn't comprehensible. I can't build my one PC, so that's no PC gaming for me. You should really, I don't know, why can't you build it? Because it is so much more worth it to build it. I've honestly found Black Friday to never have much of an effect on me. Okay, I've got to mute this guy before it's copyrighted music. You know what, I'm just going to voice enable 0 and then forget about it when I hop on a competitive match. Building is risky. Why, is your room on fire? When people say building is risky, I always say that. I'm like, is your room on fire? In which case, yes, building might be a little hard. But no, it honestly, components are so strong now. Like, they're made so tough that honestly, it's so, you have to be, we can't hear it anyway. Oh yeah, you can't. I forgot about that. Is going to be sick? No, it's not. Hold on. Do you think a person do you think anyone buying an Xbox is going to be able to even experience quote unquote 8K, which no, will not be true 8K. I can tell you that for a fact because it's impossible unless they plan on having the Xbox cost $2,000 at least, which they don't. But no, it will not be true 8K. It will be upscaled 4K, which is only useful if you're playing on an 8K display, and anyone buying an Xbox doesn't own an 8K display, unless they're a YouTube reviewer. But you have no brain? Go on Google, man. Start Googling. One in the chamber. Aw. Yeah, PC components are literally made to not break. That's kind of like their thing. Because if they break, they know they have to replace them because of warranty. I'll get my PC built from PC Specialists for 800 pounds. I mean, pounds. So that's about approximately $1,000 US. I don't. No PC that's $1,000 should ever have a 1660. Because the 1660 is way too budget for a $1,000 PC. But, like, I mean, if you want to get it built, that's up to you. I mean, yes, that PC will work, but it's, you know, you're paying just a lot of extra money. $830. I sure about that exchange rate? Pounds? I don't think. 800 British pound to USD. 1,037. I was so close to correct. 800 British pounds is 1,037. If I'm even looking at the right. Yeah, no, pound sterling. Yeah, 1,037. I was so right. Should I get an 8-core CPU? Just have 2 Firefoxes and Minecraft open. Is it worth it? An 8-core CPU, if it's the 2700X, then yes. If not, then no. No Intel 8-core CPU is worth your money. My uncle, who was a miner, let me have one of his Vegas 56s. That's good. If it works, it works. Now, mining can do some damage to a card, but like I said, here's the thing. If a card works, it works. What's the difference between GTX and RTX? RTX is their new line. RTX has those ray tracing cores, which are abominably useless. And also, unlike RTX, GTX is worth your money. Yeah, RTX just means it has new ray tracing cores. Which, ray tracing is a useless technology. Like, honestly, I would see... Unless I'm just trying to get, like, insane frame rates, not that I would never buy a ray tracing card for ray tracing. I have no interest in it. Now, the closest one to a decent value I find to be is the 2060. But I said the closest. And the 2060 Super is really... I got an RX 560 for 50 pounds. Yeah, British computer prices are so bad. Like, I was looking at British Amazon. Your guys' prices are out of control. Because that's the thing. That is so expensive for a 560. I would pay maybe 25 to 50 US dollars for a 560. But a 1080 Ti is better than RTX 1660. Well, the RTX 1660 Ti doesn't exist. First of all. It is actually a GTX 1660 because it lacks those new ray tracing cores. Gamer, what's up, man? It doesn't have the RTX, so it is a GTX 1660. But also, the 1080 Ti is better than an RTX of up to the 2080. So. I use it. It's almost as good as the 2080, and it has more memory. Get a 240 hertz monitor. That would be pointless. What's a 144 hertz or 75 hertz budget monitor? I have no clue. I mean, 144 hertz. Expect to pay 150 for a new one. That's all I can say. And that's like MSIs. I've never used MSI monitors. Are my headphones broke? No, I turned off my mic for a sec. Because the door was opening and it's very loud. Need some WD-40. Yeah, you guys in Britain do get extremely ripped off. I think Twisty is one of the best for the price. It isn't. It is not one of the best for the price. Like, honestly, here's my thing. For the price point that you would be buying a 2060, I recommend the used market. The GTX used market. Like, I'd rather you get a used GTX 1080 than a new RTX 2060. Is it worth it to get a 3000 speed RAM? Depends on the CPU. Ryzen, yes. Intel, no. How much is 1080? For here, used, I've seen it for as low as 250 bucks. Which is less than you'll find a new 1660 Ti. Believe it or not. Which is so much better. The 1080 is so much better. Well, here's the thing. The 2080 and the 1080 is a big difference. The 1080 Ti, though, is a huge upgrade from the 1080. I'm going to give it away. What am I going to give away? Hey, guys. Hello. When are you going to give it away? What? 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 Tell me what? Tell me what, man? When am I going to give what away? Come on. Are you playing on the giveaway PC? Why would I play on the giveaway PC? I don't even have the giveaway PC yet. Which I did say in my video. Like I said, I'm not close to 5K. I have no reason to have another PC sitting here. When? So, you're disqualified, Francisco. Because you just decided not to watch any of the videos. Everyone else here knows when. The giveaway PC almost as good as your personal one? Oh, no. I'm going to admit the truth. No, it is not. I don't want to say not even close. But the truth is, this one is like, to buy it new was like $1,800 worth of stuff. No, big difference. Now, this game, you'll see the same performance because this game doesn't take that much to run. What's my PC? GTX 1080 Ti, i7 7700K. Today I'm going to Micro Center. Should I get an RX 580 or 578 gig? Depends. How much less is the 578 gig? The 570 isn't that much worse than the 580, so if it's a lot less, get it. I type GTX 1080 and pre-built with already inside it. Yeah, that's Britain. I'm assuming you're in Britain, because I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Why is this better? I don't know why Intel costs so much. Well, because Intel believes they're better. Because for a time, Intel's CPUs were literally, they were better in terms of just being good. And some believe, and Intel does believe, and on paper, Intel is still physically, like, better. They make, like, if you pay the money, you'll get better performance, is what is said. But honestly, I find that to be pretty false. Can you answer me, please? I don't know. What was your question? Are you playing on the giveaway PC? My answer was, why would I play on the giveaway PC? And then I also answered it by saying, I don't even have the giveaway PC yet, because like I said, I literally just hop down to Micro Center when I get, like I said, I don't want another PC lying around that I could possibly step on and break. So when I reach about 5,000, I just hop on down to Micro Center, pick it up real quick, put it together, and call it a day. It is the best for the price. It is one of the best for the price. Really depends on where you're looking. Like for me, the 2700X is the best for the price because it's so cheap at Micro Center. What are the specs? How specs? Oh no. See, you're disqualified, so I don't know why you care about the specs. You think I'm kidding? No, you don't want to spend the 5 minutes it takes to get to the rules part of the video. Then I don't want to spend the 2 minutes it'll take to just tell you stuff that is useless to you. Like I said, you're not going to waste your time with me. I'm not going to waste mine with you. Plain as that. Make another count into it. Who's processor? Who? I don't know who that is. I missed. I'm honestly gonna start. I might just start disqualifying people for asking when, because like, how can you, like, what? Intel Core 9700K. Yeah, what's your graphics card? Shamsa, you didn't name a graphics card. That's like very important. That's like one of the most important parts. It's expensive. I mean, it's expensive everywhere. It's brand new, basically. RTX 1660 Ti. Okay, so the RTX 1660 doesn't exist because it's a GTX, and that's a scam. They're giving you a good CPU with a pretty sad GPU. Yeah, I believe you're being ripped off. What the RTX should be like, non-existent. The 2090 is not going to come out. Yo. No, I mean the 1660 Ti. No, the RTX. I see. The point is RTX 1660 Ti doesn't exist because it's a GTX, and that's a big difference. I want to be on the other team. I got scammed. Ah, you bought it already. I mean, here's the thing. It'll work. You just paid so much extra money for it. So I mean, you didn't get scammed. In fact, you got what you paid for. You got a PC. You paid for a PC. You got scammed the fact that for that price, you could have gotten a way better one. You haven't even told me the price, and I just know for a fact. Okay, no, the 1660 Ti is good for gaming. It's just not worth the money they ask for it. That's the big distinction people aren't making here. What's the video card and processor? For what? Literally for what? That's not a full question. Ti is like 800 euros. Yeah, that's how much it costs. It's expensive. I mean, for good reason. It's literally the best graphics card you can buy for consumer. What's the price? No, it's not sick. Just wants in the back and answer question. What specs the computer using now? 1080 Ti, 7700K. Who doesn't notice based on his listening? I mean, really, the audio is the point of this video. Yeah, the 2080 Ti is expensive because it's literally the best card you can buy. These guys are mad at this guy who's cheating, and they won't kick him. Is it easy to overclock? No, not really. To do, like, actual, like, overclocks that matter. Takes a lot of skill. It's no simple task. Guys getting to 5K. Okay, by the way, saying that statement doesn't do anything, as there are not 5,000 people here. What specs of the giveaway PC? I don't remember. Ryzen 5 1600 RX 580 most likely. It depends on the prices at the time I buy it, but that's tends to be the cheapest working computer that I can get. We're already subscribers. It's sick. That's why, yeah, B450 is a good chipset. Trying to motivate? Motivate who? How much is GTX 1660? It's about 200 something dollars. 210-ish dollars. It's expensive. I don't find it to be worth it. It's like 150 there. Yeah, but you guys keep forgetting the dollar is worth less than a pound or a euro. Is it even worth buying an extra 570 motherboard for a workstation with Ryzen 7 3700X? Depends. Do you need... If you don't buy one, you have to make sure that you... Well, here's the thing. It depends on the workstation. If you need fast... something super fast, like you need SSDs that run PCIe Gen 4, then yes. But if you don't, just make sure you have an updated BIOS. Make sure it's a refreshed board. I need to know what keyboard you're using, please. This would be a Corsair K70 Speed. Red Edition. Yeah, Corsair K70 Speed. It's pretty bad. I like the Asus motherboard. A320 is not a good chipset. It's just too basic. Asus been the Corsair, cool. What's the advantages of X570? It's mostly professional things like PCI Express Gen 4 for super fast storage, like super fast NVMe drives. You know, just not having to update the BIOS of old boards, which you can't do unless you have one of the old processors, don't forget. You go to school? Yep. And is better? No, it's not better than the RGB. It's cheaper. That's why I got it. I think about the GTX 1660 Ti, I think it's a waste of money. For that same price, I'd rather you buy a used graphics card. But I'm on a laptop to make it slightly faster. Yes, buy a new laptop. There's nothing you can do with a laptop. I'm just gonna put it plain and simple. What actually is a chipset? It basically, to put it simply, it's like a CPU. It's a chip that goes on your motherboard, right? So, depending on the motherboard, it's a chip that goes on your motherboard. And basically it tells that motherboard, this is what you have, this is what you can do, and this is what you can't. So, a better chipset will have more features. Like the X470 chipset has Crossfire, which will basically just allow two GPUs to be used in tandem. Though, honestly, it's a dead technology. It really just don't worry about Crossfire. And maybe some more overclocking support. And it'll also give some PCI Express lanes. So instead of going to your CPU and your chipset each have their own PCI Express lanes. Basically, that tells how many devices can be connected. A better chipset can have more devices connected because they often have more lanes. I don't get why people spend so much on a laptop. No, they could spend a little more. No, they can spend a little less and just buy a PC. No, they can spend a lot less. Buying a laptop is like buying a pre-built from someone who charges $600 to put it together. It's never worth it. Because there is no such thing as a laptop that costs less than its individual parts. Or costs the same as its individual parts. As would a PC. Bro, can you help me? No. Probably not. Because I don't know what your problem is. Why is something like B450 Tomahawk more, let's say, ARS Elite? Because they put some more features on that board. Like, they have better power delivery on that board. MSI puts a lot of stuff on the board itself that basically almost make it like, I'm sitting here thinking like, why didn't they just make it X470? Because it really should have been. But no, they basically just put more features, like better power delivery to the CPU. You know, maybe more overclocking support. It has to do with the features they put on the board. I'm gonna finish this game and read some more questions. Do you have a Discord channel? I have a Discord. You can check the description, but something tells me you plan on spamming it with something. Begging for something. What can you do with RGB headers? Plug in things that need them, like lights. Some RGB fans will use them. They allow you to use your motherboard software to control your RGB, depending on which thing. I think it's a scam. It's brain dead time. That's a scam. Integrated graphics. Do you have a Discord channel? Yes. I would like a motherboard that only had RGB headers. That would be useless. I know this is a PC talking stream, but what keys would make the least amount of sound on the keyboard? Cherry MX Silent is what you're looking for. Though they still make noise, it's less. RTX 2070 is around 400 to 500 euros, and the RTX 2060 is around huge FPS difference. And is it worth it? No, neither of those are worth it. Buy a 5700 from AMD, better price. Does B450M have? B450M. That's not a chip. That B450 is the chipset. M just means it's micro ATX. That's not the name of a motherboard. Have you used PC Swap? I don't know what that is. What's your favorite gaming company? Oh, what's peripheral company is what you mean. I don't know. See, I don't choose favorites because I use a peripheral from every company. I have a Razer mouse, I have a Logitech mouse, I have a Corsair keyboard, I have HyperX headphones. I don't pick favorites. ARS B450M. That I don't know. See, that's something so easy to Google. Like, I'm here for things that you really just can't Google. Can you send me your Discord channel? No, because I told you it's in the description. But like I said, you need help, and you're not asking me a question in chat, so I am not inclined to help you because you haven't asked the questions. In a bit, I gotta go. All right. I need some water. You do good streams. I try my best. Do you need an Intel Core for your desktop? No. Ryzen is better right now. Honestly, I should really say, do you need a Ryzen? Because that's really what you need. What got you into building PCs? So I wanted to be a gaming channel for about the past 7 years, since 2012, since Black Ops 2, and I watched Vanoss Gaming. I was like, I'm gonna be a gaming channel. And so 7 years of doing gaming, I'd say 6 years until 2018 of doing just gaming got me nowhere. None of my videos got views. It wasn't working. I was playing games. I started not having fun with games. Then I started watching Linus Tech Tips. I was like, you know what? This looks like fun. So I built my first PC, and then from then on, I was just like, now I do this. Then I got an actual job. Changed everything. So Ryzen's better. Yes, Ryzen, with a Y, not an I, is better right now. And I'm very specific to say right now, because that can change. Right now, it is better. What's your job? I deliver pizza. Right now, it's better to buy Ryzen because they have better CPUs out than Intel has. What's your favorite game? I honestly am just so bored of games. Right now, it has to probably be CSGO. It's the only one I can really bear to play. What are you doing, step bro? I hate the lighting in here, it's so bad. Now's the time to ask questions while I'm out of the game. Alright, don't continue this. YouTube moderates chat. Do you play Fortnite? Nope. It's a bad game. Well, quote-unquote game. A lot of you don't have the brain capacity to comprehend why I say quote-unquote game. Is the move to ATX worth it? From what? Micro ATX? Depends on the motherboard. The form factor is only as good. No, the form factor is only as bad or good as the motherboard it's on. Not on, literally, but that it is. So, like, an ITX motherboard from Asus could be better. Someone added me. Could be better than an ATX board from Gigabyte. Depends on how much you pay. Upgrading my motherboard soon. I mean, I think you lose a lot with micro ATX. I think micro ATX is a cost saving measure, so it depends. I've upgraded all my motherboards to ATX. I don't use micro ATX anymore. It's easy to build a game PC. It is extremely easy. Now let's say you will struggle, you will be mad, but when it's done, you'll be like, you know, I'm glad I did that and nothing broke because it's so hard. How long would it take to build a PC? Like, you have the parts in front of you. First timer, you watch I would recommend Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 cents, Bitwit. Watch their video. You watch that video and you go step by step, maybe 2 hours. And that's including, like, you know, cable management and testing. Maybe 2 hours. My brother knows how to build one. Oh, good. Could you put parts from a PS4 into a PC? No. I don't know why you think you could. Maybe I should stay on MATX. It's cheaper. Would you recommend RX 5700 over the RTX 2060-2070? Yes, I would. When did you build your first PC? January 2018? Something like that. 30 gigs of RAM first or 8 gigabyte GPU first? Neither. You should buy all of your parts at the same time. Done. Or are you talking about an upgrade? In which case, I'll need a lot more information. Want to do a map? Oh, Zebra. I don't really want to. I'm not really playing. I'm mostly just chatting, answering questions right now. Because every time I go into a game, a billion questions come in and I have to leave. Upgrade. I need to know what graphics card you have now, and I need to know the upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM from 16 is not worth it for most people, unless you're using Premiere Pro like professionally, which I don't think you're not. I need to know what graphics card you have. You got 4 gig RAM. The amount of gigabytes is not as important as the name of card. I need to know, because that's the thing. I have a 4 gigabyte card. My 4 gigabyte card is better than your 4 gigabyte card, but they could be totally different. What do you have? Is the real question. 16 gigs of RAM, plenty. What is your graphics card? I mean, it can't be that bad. 4 gigs of RAM. Oh. If it's a 1050, I'm going to be disappointed. It's a GTX 9 something. 980. Let me Google it. I believe it's a 980. The 980 is good. I actually, honestly, what's your CPU? That's what I need to know. Cause I honestly, that might be a 980 or a 970. Your laptop is a 1050. That's a rip. First time catching a stream. Came here to say thank you for teaching me the best ways to go about buying PC parts through your videos and how good AMD deals are. Keep spreading the truth. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. i5 3470. There's your first upgrade. Your GTX 9 series card, you should really find out which one it is. Go into your actually right now, go into device manager, go to display adapters, click on the little arrow and tell me what it says. Is your graphics card. Cuz I can tell you exactly what to upgrade once I know that information. The 4 gigs of RAM, I'm assuming is a 970 or 980. Let's find out. I can't. I'm using your phone. The 3470 is what you should upgrade first. Then your GPU and your RAM will be fine. Actually, okay, we have a couple problems here. Okay, let me go over, since no one's asking questions, let me go over some of your problems. Oh, it's 4 a.m. That makes sense. Let me go over some of the problems. You're using a 3470. That means your RAM is DDR3, which means that a proper CPU upgrade would not only require a CPU switch, but also a motherboard and a RAM swap, making your current RAM and current motherboard and current CPU, well, actually, you could sell them. That would be the path. So you would buy a new motherboard, which I would recommend AMD for the price, new RAM, and a new CPU. Because your limiter right now, depending on what the graphics card is, your limiter right now is most likely that 3470. Literally just sell my setup. I mean, if you could sell it for more than it's worth, go for it. I only know that it's DDR3 because I have a 4790K right here. With I actually put 16 gigs, or I put 32 gigs of ECC DDR3. You know, a RAM upgrade is never worth it on DDR3 motherboards. From 16 to 32, because there's no quad channel. Yeah, my recommendation, depending, I mean, you could upgrade your graphics card, but I don't think it'll be worth it. What's the difference between Ryzen 5 2600 2600X? 2600X is clocked. The clock speed is slightly higher. If you don't know overclocking, now with the 2600 you could overclock it, but if you're not good with overclocking, which no one that watches my channel really is, when will the PC be ready? What PC? I'd just sell it. Yeah. I mean, DDR3 is actually goes for a decent price. You can get like 50 to 70 bucks, maybe. 70 is a bit high. But, the 2600X is clocked higher. I recommend it. It's like 10 to 20 bucks more. And it's just a decent amount better. If you're not good at overclocking, I would not go for the 2600 over the 2600X. Wait, what PC is ready? What do you mean? Stop motion crew. What are you talking about? It's time to play a game of who watches the video. Hey, what's up, Ace Man? It's been a bit. How you been? I'm back. Welcome back, man. Yeah, by the way, I'm going for simulation games. What's the best GPU to get? A RAM or GPU? Okay. Okay, simulation games. Like Flight Simulator? What's a good budget keyboard? I'm not good at budget keyboards. I've heard good things about the Red Dragon mechanical keyboard for like 40 bucks. How hope you are reaching? I don't think I am. Yeah, facts. Okay, good. So that was a good guess. Okay, those games aren't too intensive. I mean, depending on what your motherboard is, my recommendation, now, I feel I would do your own research. I'm not that great with all the hardware. Before like the 4790K, I'm kind of lost. My recommendation is, if you were going to save up and get enough money, would be just grab a 2600X, a cheap B450 motherboard, a Ryzen 5 2600X, a B450 motherboard, and and 16 gigs of DDR4 3000. The RAM will cost you 60. The CPU will be like 100 something, 140 maybe, and the motherboard should be like no more than $70. It's expensive, but that'll put you on a much better path for upgrades in the future. Secondhand would be fine. I was like, oh yeah, secondhand is great. I use secondhand. My recommendation is the app Let Go, because it's real life, or eBay has great buyer protection. If the card comes or whatever you're buying comes and it doesn't work, you return it, you get your money back. Is it a bad idea to get used components? Depends on the component. I would never, well, I don't want to say I would never, but I would never tell you to get a used power supply. I purchased a used power supply because I knew it was used correctly. Never buy a used power supply, because don't forget the power supply is the one component that can blow up your whole system. What about DCS World? I have no clue what that is. Recommendation, pre-built PC, not getting one. That's my recommendation. Now, if you must, absolutely must, I have only heard, I haven't validated, but I have heard great things about the NZXT PCs. I have an A12 9800, never heard of it. Asus Prime A320. RX 560. What do you think I should upgrade? A320. I don't know what an A12 9800 is. That an Athlon CPU? Yeah, my recommendation pre-built is an Xbox. Best mid-tower case, $100 and under. The NZXT H500 or H510. You can't go wrong. It's just a good case. Oh, it's some horrible GPU. No, oh, APU. Yeah. A320. Here's my problem is that when you get so, see, like I said, when you get, I'm going to be full honest, when you get so low down the spec sheet, you start to get less and less upgradable. What website should I use to find computer parts I want? PC Part Picker. That's really, or just, Google it. PC Part Picker, I've heard is good. Newegg. I mean, if you want to buy them, Amazon, Newegg, eBay, depending on the part. I'm a proponent of used GPUs. Brian. See, the problem is very low on the spec list. The 560 should last a minute. 2400 speed or 8 gigabytes of RAM. Ah, jeez. This is hard. My recommendation is to get a Ryzen, it's pounds. My first recommendation is if you can, a Ryzen 5 1600 I would I think someone might want to back me up. It would do good. Like I said, you'll be limited by other factors, but the Ryzen 5 1600 should work on the A320 chipset out of the box, and you get 6 cores, 12 threads, clocked pretty decently, and you're looking pretty good. Are there tech websites that has free shipping? Amazon, if you're a Prime. Newegg, depending on the part, have free shipping. It's all dependent on how much you pay, like how much you buy. Like Newegg, some sites, if you buy a certain amount, and what else, Best Buy has free shipping because you just go in and you buy it. But I don't think you have Best Buy considering it's 4 a.m. Unless I'm talking to the wrong person. Where did my water go? Oh, I drank it. The problem is there's no, unless you have Amazon Prime, there's no website that you can go on that just says automatic free shipping. Because in that case, you could end up buying something that costs them more to ship to you than it is. I've had that experience. I've paid more to ship something than I have gotten from selling it. Now, Newegg, I have seen a lot of it be free shipping. Can you give me PC? No, I could give you a bad. Does RGB come with the case? Well, depends on the case. Some cases come with RGB, some do not. You can buy RGB. It depends on the RGB. Just means red, green, blue. RGB could be. You could have an RGB graphics card. Sounds good, but would it be better just to get a new motherboard? Also, I can also get something for Christmas because I'm 15. I would recommend a B450 and a Ryzen 5 1600, or if you can afford it, Ryzen 5 2600. Hey, 25 pounds a week. It's not bad. Paper. You probably shouldn't ask YouTuber stuff or they might ban you. Yeah, see, I have a problem with the idea that someone... what can I get for 500? Maybe now, new? 500? I'll tell you exactly your part list. Ryzen 5 1600. Oh, not new. Oh, not new. Oh, you can do pretty good. I make $7 a week. 7 times 52 is like 350. 364, actually. 7 times 52. Roughly 364. Someone fact check that. $364 a year. Wait. You make... oh, yeah, because the amount of days don't line up. Yeah. Well, actually, the amount of weeks in a year don't correspond to the amount of days in a year. There's one extra day. How much RAM is in the budget bill? I always do 16. 16's my minimum. If you can afford a 2600X and a B450, that'll be a good upgrade, Brian. Why don't you recommend budget builds? There's a lot. They can't go to 500? Well, then it's because it's not worth your money. Yeah, it's just not worth. How'd you get the idea for... I literally just came up with it. I know it's a boring story, but that's just the truth. I've recently started to make 80 a month, so 960 a year. I'm estimating at 1500 before I start build and have a build in mind. But can you check that for me? Yeah, join my Discord. Send me a direct message of what your build specs are, and I'll check it for you right now and make sure you're getting the best price. Now, I don't know what country you're in. If you're in Britain, I'll try my best. Britain has whack prices. Hey man, thanks to you, I enjoy owning my own computer store and building custom gaming computers. Thanks to me? What did I do? What's your hardware? GTX 1080 Ti 7700K is what I game on. I don't recommend super ultra budget builds. You're talking in like the $200 range, because for the same price or probably less, you can buy a second-hand or even first-hand Xbox One or PS4 that'll perform better. And people say, what about the upgradability? What about it? There is no upgradability on something that cheap. I'm just saying. Because you're not buying B450, which is an upgradable motherboard. You're buying, like, A320. You check. If you send them to me on Discord, I will take a look. Hopefully Discord doesn't break my microphone. I think that glitch is over. I'm launching Discord. I could sell my PS4, but I don't think I'd go for that much. Yeah, you're looking maybe $100. You gave the inspiration to get into computers with that. I've been able to watch your videos and learn. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I would love to own my own shop, but I just don't think it would be. I don't think I could. I would love to. That'd be good. What's the equivalent for Okay, so the 1080 Ti's equivalent is the Vega 64 liquid cooled. I have seen it for less. It really just depends on your budget. That's the equivalent in terms of what I've found from actually using it. Some people haven't. I have actually used them both, and they are basically the same. Now, I would never recommend getting a Vega 64 unless you find some amazing deal. Okay, 2600X. Okay. Okay, good. You put it in at $0. Hold on. The Ryzen 5 2600X doesn't come with the... No, it might. I have no idea what it comes with. I don't know what that CPU comes with. You'll have to... Are you overclock? I'll probably end up putting a light overclock. Hey, can you help me find parts for a computer? I want to save up. I just want it good enough for games like COD and stuff. You'll need to tell me the price. Yeah, you'll need to tell me what price, and I can do my best. You seem like you could own a PC store. I probably could. I'm knowledgeable enough. But here's the problem. I'm missing out on a huge market. I hate software. If someone came in with a virus or a Mac, I will be useless. That is 3/4 or honestly 5/6 of everything that would come into a computer store. Selling PCs alone just doesn't, I don't think, cuts it, especially not here. They don't produce the 1080. Oh yeah, because that's last generation. They don't produce it because it's old. They're producing their new cards. Yeah, I'm not gonna join that. Okay, with the 1050 Ti, I mean that's okay. Those are old. But yeah, I mean they work together. The 1050 Ti is a garbage card. Intel 8700K, GTX 1080 Ti, Vengeance, Corsair, water cooling, NGXT H500K. So this is a pre-built. What motherboard would you recommend? That's your build? Are you rich? I mean, this is this thing. Honestly, for your situation specifically, you have the money. If you can afford a 1080 Ti and an 8700K, honestly, like, why not? I would say Ryzen, but honestly, with this, is 500 a good budget? It's my minimum budget for building a PC. You should find someone else to make the shop that does software stuff. Yeah, see, that's where everything starts to crumble, is finding people, trusting people. Hence the reason I'm basically solo on this. I can't trust anybody to have access to my channel to upload. I like the idea of your streams and that you help people. Nice, eh? This is basically my shop, except I don't get paid for it. Welcome to life. What motherboard would I recommend? Z390. Z370 is great. Get a Z390 motherboard. It's just slightly better. One sec. I need to close this door. I don't do expensive Intel stuff anymore, so I can't recommend a specific board because I don't want to be like wrong. All right, let me check this guy's PC part picker. I'm not rich. I'm actually quite the opposite, but I've been saving for 2 years. I'm not expecting to be. Here's the thing. I mean, you're going to spend all of your money, which if you want to do that, that's fine. The things you're missing out on are upgradability and saving money. You could save money, get similar performance going Ryzen, but if you want to get Intel, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to lie. Those are good. Have you ever tried to program everything? I have, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Honestly, man, you're not going to grow just by giveaways, but I see why you're doing it. You're not going to grow? I mean, that's actually contradictory to the truth, because I am and I have. You want to know how I know I've grown? Because you wouldn't be here. Nobody would be here if I hadn't done them. That's called growth. Before I did my first giveaway, I would live stream for 0 people. So that is growth. And now you guys come to my live stream to learn about computers. B450 Tomahawk, that's great. 16 gigs DDR4 3000, that's great. Terabyte hard drive. Why are you spending $70 on a 250 gigabyte SSD? No. That's take that out. A Vega 56 you got for free from your uncle, alright? Fractal Design Mesh... Wait, are you the uncle guy? Fractal Design Meshify C, if you like that KSW, that's a great power supply. A little expensive, which is fine. My only recommendation is different SSD. That's just so expensive for no reason. It's so expensive. Alright. Is it worth buying an AMD CPU with Vega graphics instead of a dedicated card for budget gaming? No. Well, I mean, if you plan to have more money later, then yes, because you could then put in a card later and then use the APU as a CPU. Watch you for content. Well, people watch. Oh, I mean, yes. If you're saying like literally, if I only did giveaways, yeah, that's a different story though. I've been looking at Ryzen, and it seems like a very reliable chip. What Ryzen would you recommend for around a similar budget? It's well, not what I recommend. It's what you kind of like. That's a good budget. I would even say you could go with the. Since you're looking at 6 cores, 12 threads, and great gaming performance, the Ryzen 5 3600X can't go wrong. Actually, probably you'll save money. Now, if you just want to add some cores because you can, 3700X will be about the same price as your 8700K. Especially people who got PCs and PCs that will to them. Actually, that's actually the opposite. Usually people that do pretend they will, then they won't. How much would you say Marvel build would cost with your knowledge? Make it harder to build in. The H500 is not that small. AMD or Intel? AMD is just statistically better right now. Now, I have no bias to either, but right now AMD is better. With your 8700K build, you're looking at, with a 1080 Ti, you're looking at like $1,400. Because used 1080 Ti's aren't cheap. I would say 1,400 just to be safe with a good like above estimate. I would hope it would be less, but it is. Intel charges you. I would say 11 to 1,400 is approximately what you're gonna spend for that build. If you switch to AMD, depending, if you get the 3600X, you can cut that down by a few hundred, because the motherboard and the CPU are cheaper. And if you go with the 3700X, you may pay around the same, but end up with 4 more threads. AMD or NVIDIA graphics cards? Depends. If you literally want the best of the possible best performance, the AMD, NVIDIA just makes the best possible graphics card. There's no contest. If you want, it depends on your price point. Entirely honest. In the $200 to $300 price point, I recommend a used GTX 1080. Full honesty. Gaming PC desktop? No. Already bad. Nope, bad. Horrible. Once you get above that, 400 to 600, AMD's 5700 and 5700 XT, 6 to 7 to 800, the 2080, or if you really like AMD, which I do, and need some graphics memory, the Radeon 7 still exists. Anything below the 200 price point, the RX 580. So it's AMD 0 to 200, used NVIDIA card from 200 to 300, 300 to 500, AMD 5700, 5700 XT. Above that, 2080 Radeon 7. How much? No, it doesn't matter how much. That's just a no. Period. There will be no recourse. It's just no. It could be $2. Would you go used for used 1080 or 2070? Used 2070. I don't think they're worth it. People sell them for too much. I would go for a used 1080. I've almost bought used 1080s. Then I realized I really don't need one. Is it worth buying a cheap office PC and adding graphics cards? No, I find it to not be. And I find channels that do that often and say, this works. I'm like, no, there's no upgrade ability, and that's the point. Your motherboard is useless. Your CPU, you cannot upgrade your CPU because your motherboard is useless. Your RAM is useless because it's DDR3 most likely. Your power supply is not meant to be powering a lot of that stuff. Oh, I would go with a used 1080 because it's cheaper. It is so much cheaper than 2070, and it performs similar. I'm gonna go buy. All right, bye, Brian. I found the 1080 to be just such a solid card. I haven't seen the same performance for price from NVIDIA in their new RTX series. It's not there. But the used market's great for GTX right now. I'm just spitting in my chair answering questions. Checking emails. Is that all of the questions? I'm on super low budget to upgrade from a GTX 620 and my patch GPU. My brother was selling me a 584 gig for 120, $92 US. I want these minutes, guys. Is it worth it to buy a used PSU? I never recommend buying a used PSU. I don't risk it. Because don't forget, the PSU is the one part that can destroy everything. What would be your maximum budget for buying used 1080? Mine, I say 250. Yours, if it's a good one, 300 is acceptable. My current PC is a Ryzen 3 1200 quad core, 3.10 gigahertz, 8 gigs RAM, GTX 1050 Ti 8 gig. That's the 1050 Ti 8 gig doesn't exist. I'm hoping to get a better PC. That's it. Well, I would go for a 3700X. Twice the threads. When you would give away the PC? Okay, sick. Definitely not an English sentence. Second of all, literally in the title of all the videos. So you're trying to upgrade from a GTX 460. I can assure you your graphics card, your CPU is not good. I need to know what your CPU is, Cryptics, because I'm pretty sure buying that graphics card will be pointless because the CPU won't be able to keep up. Less than 100 British pounds. Like I said, British prices are so weird. I would be skeptical of it. I wouldn't be close to it. I could see that as happening. I have seen 1080 Ti's for 450 US. It's not impossible. I'm so confused at the British PC market right now. It makes no sense to me. All of your prices are too high. Bill, I just sent you in Discord. I can. Haha, so funny. I don't know much about overclocking, but is overclocking worth it? Depends on your CPU and depends on your situation. If you have good cooling and you have a CPU that's overclockable, then yes. If you have bad cooling, then no. If your CPU doesn't overclock well, then no, because that like 0.2 gigahertz ain't gonna do that much. Actually, 0.2 megahertz, I should say. Gigahertz are important. What I think is a great case for a budget build. Honestly, just look up ATX case on Amazon. Whatever's the cheapest will work. Like, honestly, like if you really want a cheap case, it just holds your components. Like, that's really it. But I have very, very low budget. I mean, I don't know, man. The problem is the only way to play a lot of these games is to get a better budget. Overclocking can be worth it, but it depends entirely on the situation. For my AMD chips, I overclock them. 400 pounds, like I said, I can't see. The problem is I would like if Britain was normal, I definitely could help you and pick out a PC for 400 pounds, which is 500 US dollars. The problem is that British prices are so whack that I don't know where to start. Think it was a good PC. Can you tell me the good specs? For what price? What is a good PC? That question means nothing. For what price point? What are you trying to play? What is it for? What is it for? How much are you spending? And don't just say gaming. What games? $1,500? What? No, it's about $500, not $1,500. 400 pounds is about $500. 1,000 for playing TF2. If you're just playing TF2, that's extremely overkill. Hope you get monetized. You know I won't. That doesn't tend to happen. $1,000 for TF2. I mean, I could just. One sec. I mean TF2 like is so easy to run, but if you're spending $1,000, Ryzen 5, 3700X, so you can wow, that was incorrect. Don't listen to what I just said. Less than 550 for Apex, just doesn't work. 1,000 for TF2. Ryzen 7 2700X. Get those extra cores so you can live stream if you want. RX 5700. Or you could even downgrade your that 2700X to 2600X if you don't really care about streaming, because who needs it? I mean, I'm just naming a good gaming PC. 2600X B450M motherboard. B450 motherboard. 5700 from AMD for the graphics card. A 2600X for your CPU. 16 gigs of DDR4 2000. For 1300 for streaming. 2700X. 8 cores, 16 threads. Amazing. 2700X. X470 or B450 motherboard. A higher end one. You just need a graphics card for gaming. So a 5700 XT for your gaming because you're streaming off of CPU. Then you can just grab a case or whatever you want, a power supply, of as long as it's good enough, and then 16 to 32. If you want 32 gigs of RAM, you're not really gonna use it, but if you want it to be there, you have the money for it. How you doing? I'm tired. I'm TF2, yeah. I'm so tired. I might have rearranged. I don't think I rearranged things that often. If you get monetized, why would that make me move to gaming? No, I would not move to gaming. Because I would have no reason to. I can't, like, that. See, the thing with monetize is there's basically no money, first of all. It's just the fact that, like, during this time we're having now, there could be, like, cents on the dollar every couple minutes being made. If I'm gonna spend my time, I might as well get something. But, it's, you still want to get views. No, I mean, yes, I do other things. See, do people not, like, see? Do the other videos on my channel just not appear? The majority of my channel isn't giveaways, by the way. You can see that most of my videos are not giveaways. So I go with an ultra mod or two. I say two. One for, like, 144 hertz for gaming, and then the 60 hertz just to, like, store pages. I like PC. I can't talk to my bros. Yeah, no one. Yep. People definitely don't know that much. I'm so tired. Just reading comments. I always regret reading comments. Go to sleep. It's 4:47 in the afternoon. What's the best resolution? I haven't used one. I use 1080p, 144 hertz still. I've heard that 1440p, 144 hertz is good. One sec. I'm just gonna turn on the lights. I also got water. Probably live on west side. Looking at screens can make you tired. Yeah, eye fatigue. It's like typical dad trying to. Yeah, I literally just like Googled Linus Tech Tips. I have 2,500 pounds. That's a lot of money. I'm gonna say that now. Also, the British part market is whack. But I'm just gonna rattle off parts that will fit in your budget, and you can go from there, and maybe switch things out. I don't know. The British part market is so weird. On 14, find a golf course. Ask them if they need caddies. Okay. What mouse do you use? I use a Logitech G502 and a Razer Death Adder Chroma. Alright, Master Plays. I recommend a donation. Yes. That's okay. So he said it, not me. So if you want to donate, link in the description. No, I'll help you. Okay, 2,500 pounds, 2,900 US dollars approximately. Okay, so that is so much money. You're not gonna spend all that money on a PC. So we'll save like 1,000 pounds for peripherals and stuff. Yo, what's up? What PC should I use to start PC gaming? An Xbox. What's your main PC specs? 1080 Ti, 7700K, 16 gigs RAM. Okay, 2,500 bucks, 2,500 pounds. Is this for gaming, or what? You're probably gonna do more than just gaming. Got an Xbox? Good, play it. Ryzen 7 3700X or 3800X if you're feeling expensive. X570 motherboard just because you can. Radeon RX 5700 XT for your graphics card. 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply. Not necessary, but just to be sure. Does streaming affect ping? It can. If your internet is slow, you'll be using your bandwidth, which could affect your ping. Yes. Or it might not even be ping. You could just straight up lag, which is a little different than ping. Think what's good gaming 140 hertz. Like what's a good monitor? 100. I use expensive ones, so I actually can't. Is a $600 PC good? Well, I mean the term good is subjective, but I mean yes, 600 is my go-to budget, kind of minimum. 500 is my minimum, but 600 is kind of where you want to be to account for tax. RX 580. Ryzen 5 1600, 16 gigs of DDR4 3000, Gigabyte B450M DS3H motherboard. Find a power supply that works, find a case that works, and you're set. Those are your parts. Yeah, so Mr. Expensive Guy, Ryzen 7 3700X. X570 motherboard because you can. RX 5700 XT. I mean, you could go a 2080, but I just don't see the benefit of wasting that much money. I just love it when people donate pounds and euros because, like, they'll be like, "Oh, it's just £5." I'm like, "Huh, 5.94," because you know the exchange rate makes it worth more to me. The only country that exchange rate that's like I would get a viewer from is Canada. That does not benefit me. $5 is like $4.20. Actually, it's like $4. It's like 7.7 right now, 0.77 on the dollar, Canadian to US. Yeah, I have like a lot of the so as far as I know, a euro is slightly more than a pound, which is slightly more than a dollar, which is slightly more than a Canadian dollar. That's kind of where I'm at in terms of knowing things. The conversion rate for pounds is somewhere in the ballpark of at a fifth. Alright, any other questions? While I'm just here sitting in the menu. See, here's the thing. I could go multiple years and probably never get monetization, which is it's where that's where we're heading. Australian dollars are worth even less. Oh yeah, I Australia is just its own thing. It's really upside down. I'm really just like 240 Hz monitor. Is it worth it? Honestly, no. They're expensive, and 9 games out of 10 you won't be able to run at 240 hertz. What I'm saying is, for good CPU, $600 budget for PC, Ryzen 5 1600. Can a i3 8100 get 60 FPS 1080p? That depends on the game. Probably. I mean, it's 8th gen. Depends on the game, but 60 FPS is, yeah. I mean, I'll just buy an Xbox at that point. For instance, if you install a 5700 XT on 5700, well, you have to will increase. Oh, if you put a 5700 XT BIOS on 5700, your performance will increase. NVIDIA BIOSes are a little more locked down. I don't do card modding in that way. I can't tell you a definitive answer. The only thing is here's the difference though. The 2080 Ti is physically different. It is physically different. The 2080 Ti has 11 gigabytes of VRAM, and that means different BIOS. There could be BIOS incompatibility because they're not the same. The 5700 and the 5700 XT on paper are pretty similar. They're like the same card. So that's why it'll work. They have the same amount, 8 gigs of GDDR6 memory. I like NVIDIA graphics card. I like AMD because they just are better for the price. Is 16 gigs of what worth it? Of RAM? Yes. I always do 16. Depends on the game. But 16 is my go-to. Not because my games are going to use 16 or even 8. But because some applications that run in the background like to just reserve some RAM. Just like, I'm going to take this little 2 gigabytes of RAM and just run with it. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do to stop that. Is the 1080 Ti worth it? If you find it good, it's used. Don't forget, you're buying it used. If you find a good price on a used one, yeah, it's a great card. I have it. No, I really wouldn't recommend it. People are selling it for so much with good reason. It's an amazing card. If you find a good price. I thought I was getting one for $300 once, but it turned out the guy thought it was a 1080 and he just couldn't read. Okay, so what, did this video get 2.7k watch minutes? Oh, this is the wrong video. Boopy. $1080 and 1080 Ti. 1080 Ti has 3 more gigs of VRAM and is better. It has more VRAM, 3 more gigs of VRAM. Not mostly VRAM. It is partially VRAM, and it also is just better. I don't know if it has more cores, but it has better cores if it does. Should I prioritize CPU, GPU if it was for gaming? Depends on the game. CSGO, Overwatch, esports titles, actual esports titles, CPU bound games. PUBG, Apex Legends, though that's a little bit of both. Fortnite even depends on your settings. Really, Fortnite's also CPU, but it's also a lot of GPU. Those games suck. Call of Duty, Battlefield, GPU bound games. Why is 1080 Ti so expensive? Because it's so good. See, imagine it as the 2080 Ti. Why is that so expensive? Because it's so good. It is so good. You know, things are usually expensive because they're good. I'm just looking at like the amount of watch minutes that each video recently has gotten in the last 7 days. It's gonna take a while. Dude, I don't understand the impressions. So what impressions are is how many people get recommended my videos, and it's like people just aren't clicking them. Maybe monetized? No. For 90, no. The 1063 gig is basically a paperweight. So if you would pay 90 for a paperweight, then yeah. Leave PC on overnight. I used to do that, but it got obnoxious. Is 500 watts. I mean, it is technically enough, but I really would not put I wouldn't trust a 500 watt power supply to those parts. Yeah, 700. 5700 XT better. Yeah, 5700 XT is better than the 1070. Yeah, I mean, I used to do that, but the problem is people don't leave their PCs on, so I literally just have like one viewer for 10 hours. It's not worth it. Sleep stream. I did fall asleep one time. Do you have a good budget 450 mini ITX motherboard? I don't know what a good budget 450. I don't. Why are you buying a mini ITX? No space is it bad? Like, yeah, it's a bad idea. It's a waste of money. Would you recommend build a PC? Build. Done. RX 570 is better than a 1050. Do you think a 22-inch 1080p 75Hz refresh rate is decent for like $80? I mean, if you can't find like a used 144 hertz, then probably. I don't do monitors. I bought like really nice monitors, so I don't really. Good drive to give for the computer. If it has, you should have an SSD as well for your operating system. My friend bought a 1050 Ti waste like a week ago and couldn't even fit in his case. 1050 Ti is just generally a waste, if it fits or not. Alright. Have you played Battalion? No. What time is it? 5. So I sold something on eBay, but the I sold that Ethernet graphics card, but the address was a known scam company. And I was like, I'm not gonna. So I canceled it, and of course he leaves bad reviews, like, this guy is such a bad person. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. It's like, this is a scam company, and I'm not gonna risk sending my item, because it's not like it was auto paid, like where it's like I get the money right away. It was use that stupid eBay hold, and I'm like, I'm not risking it. You can go somewhere else. Or see some quiet cooling fans. The ones that come with the case that you buy. I don't know what is happening, but all my wires are stuck, and I'm literally gonna freak out. Honestly, if you just go on Amazon and buy some of those like Chinese cooling fans. You live in Georgia? I do not. I don't know why you assumed that. On stream. The problem is if I do, the problem with looking, I cannot go on the internet on live stream. I can't take the risk. I don't take that risk. So if I'm on live stream, I'm sitting in a game, or I have something like pre-prepared. It's 5 where I am. Well, there are things called time zones. I'm just gonna play some deathmatch. Oh, that's competitive. We don't want to play that. Yeah, there's a bunch of fans. I use both SSD for Windows and important files, hard drive for games and recordings and such. Well, you're not gonna be doing much recording. Now, people are moving towards the just SSD stages. It depends on how many games you want. If you're buying a PC and you plan on playing Fortnite, one decently sized SSD should work. Is it so complicated? Not really. Alright, you guys can't even hear game sound still. Because... See, the thing I hate is that it's telling me it's capturing, so there's nothing I can do to fix the game sound. How much would a Windows motherboard? A Windows doesn't make motherboards. Cloud Alpha has a decent. I haven't used them, but I've heard they're good. I use the Cloud 2s. From this experience, I could tell you they're probably pretty good. That's a sign of weakness when someone pulls out the bonus weapon. It's still alive? Yeah. Asus ROG, I mean, yeah, it's good. They're expensive, but yeah, they're good. I mean, I could still be wrong completely about the watch hours, and could just be that YouTube takes forever. You look tired? I am tired. This guy is so weak. That supports Windows? Every motherboard supports Windows. Voting nuke because I should just vote Inferno. Overpass is so bad. I literally don't want to play Overpass.
Not enough Americans.
This dude's chilling on the hostage.
In my America, have legal rise. We'll have a John Deere.
5 p.m. This map was the best map in competitive. You played Dead by Daylight? No, I do not. You got donated? What? Oh, thank you, Steradium. Is it worth it to spend extra 70 for RGB? I would see it as not worth it. I mean, it's up to the person buying it. Do you care about looks that much? Counter-Strike 1.6? This is not Counter-Strike 1.6. I do not know what's happening right now. This map is so fun because it's so confusing. Nice again. Yeah, I'm still streaming. Just got out of school. What's up? Dude, the bots in this game are so tough. About to go. Alright. Does the budget build support VR? Depends on your difference. It's the difference between support and run well. Yes, it supports. It's these bots, dude. What's up? Alright. I'm trying to read chat, but I'm really just trying to have fun playing this map. They took this map out of the competitive pool, and it ruined the game. Have you said GPUs in the budget build? RX 580. Probably. See, there's just so many. The problem is with like budget builds and stuff is there's so many people that act like just having a PC automatically makes every experience better, which it does not. Like, well, I have a PC, everything will just run better. That is so far from the truth. Dude, just the wallbang on this map made it so much fun. People trying to... That's the thing, if you can't get a job, you're not trying hard enough. I can't hit anything. These bots are really starting to like ruin deathmatch. Well, I'm waiting. Why is it 1650? He sucks. I knew Bobrick was a person. Alright. Oh, something's printing. I'll be right back, guys. Tie my shoe. Happy birthday. Why are we saying happy birthday? If you're starting spam, we're gonna have a problem. Because it seems like you are. Hi, I'm back. Welcome back. No, it's not. Oh, you want to elaborate on that? I'll just hold my cursor over the ban button while you tell everyone why it's not a joke. GTA 1650? Nope. I can only tell you no. That first part name, I can tell you no. Anything with a GTX 1650 is a waste of money. Trying to make a desk. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo. Heading back to work. All right. Later, my friend. Is Ryzen 5 to Ryzen 2 big an upgrade? Depends on your motherboard. I don't know what motherboard you have. If you have a motherboard that supports it, then no. Oh, be nice. I don't know what's happening in chat, so I'm just gonna play Counter-Strike. It's yeah, something. Yeah, I don't know what's happening in chat. Okay. When the viewer count drops below 10, I'll probably just end the stream. go to bed. Probably play one more game of Mirage. Assuming we get Mirage. Quality of the motherboard matter? Yes, the quality of the motherboard does matter. Everything matters. What's up, Chrysoda? Oh, thank God for invincibility. I don't understand why you can move and still be invincible in this. What's a good price for one? Depends on what you're going for. Like, I don't know if you have AMD, if you have Intel, if you have old gen, new gen. Like, there's so many factors that aren't included. My go-to price is about $70 before tax. Have you ever tried using Hammer Editor? No, I'm not gonna make a map. Hello. I didn't have a chance. Do you play Rust? No, I don't have it. What I do have is these mad flicks, bro. Yeah, it's probably my last game. Definitely. Listen, the bots in this are so much better than all the players. I should do a collab something. With Wellen. I don't even know who that is, dude. And I'm not gonna play. Oh, it's probably some Rust, dude. Do people seem to think that, like, YouTubers all just have, like, magical lines of communication with each other? So, by the way, see what just happened? That was a bot, by the way. That was not a real person. So I'm saying they're so overpowered in deathmatch. Yeah, you forgot where to collab with Linus. Okay. I'm going to get off because I'm tired, and also I'm winning by so much, it's not even fair. I know it's deathmatch. Alright. I'm gonna peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later.